Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. As we head into the May long weekend, temperatures for the month have been cooler than normal. Work crews moved on to the site of Chaplin Street and 2nd Avenue Northeast this week in Swift Current to start what will be an extensive project over the next several weeks. The Victoria Day long weekend marks the official start to the camping season for many and prospects of the summer season ahead. Thanks for joining us here today. The month of May has started off on a cool note, and in this report we find out what's on the horizon for Southwest Saskatchewan. As we head into the May long weekend, temperatures for the month have been cooler than normal. According to stats from Environment Canada, we've only had one day so far in May here in the Swift Current area, which has exceeded the 20-degree mark. This compares to 6 days above 20 degrees this time last year. And as many look forward to the gardening and crop season, moisture levels in the area are adequate. Now we need the temperatures to heat up.
We look at mid-May to mid-June, for example, when the crop should be growing feverishly. Certainly seeding would be in the ground. I know seeding has started in a slow way, but we can certainly make up with some warmer conditions. But we're calling for the next month to be near normal, and as I say, that's certainly something better than we've had. And if we look beyond that, our sort of final look at the summer will come up on June 1st, but our preliminary look is generally, I think, pretty good. In spite of the fact there were rumors of being a colder than normal summer, we see normal to above normal. In fact, along the near the U.S.-Canadian border and sort of near eastern Alberta, that part of Saskatchewan that includes Maple Creek and Swift Current, we're showing near the border actually to be a tad warmer than normal.
The seasonal high for this time of the year is 18 with an overnight low of 4. And temperatures through the Victoria Day long weekend are expected in the mid-teens. Over the next 6 weeks, motorists passing through the downtown core of Swift Current will have to take a detour. We have all the details in this report. Work crews moved on to the site of Chaplin Street and 2nd Avenue Northeast this week in Swift Current to start what will be an extensive project over the next several weeks. From water and wastewater line upgrades, new curbs and sidewalks, to new street lights, the project will see a range of crews on scene, with a major benefit to all using the area in the long term.
The realignment of the street as well as the repair of the street surface and the aesthetic look of what we'll have when we're done.
Minkin adds that along with the traffic disruption, area residents and businesses will experience increased noise levels in the work zone, temporary water and sewer shutoffs, and boil water advisories. A different plan of attack from previous downtown projects.
The first one we tackled it dragged on for a long time. We milled the street, and then we went ahead and started doing the work, and we found it was very difficult for the contractors to work around traffic. So this time we decided we would close the intersection completely and divert traffic around to make it safer for the workers and much more efficient for them as well.
And depending on the weather, the project at the corner of Chaplin and 2nd Avenue Northeast is expected to last at least 6 weeks. The May long weekend is here, and Saskatchewan Parks are open and ready for another exciting season. The Victoria Day long weekend marks the official start to the camping season for many and prospects of the summer season ahead. Over the past year, a number of upgrades have been made at many of the parks, including additional electrical sites and other enhancements, and the introduction of the new Blue Heron Provincial Park north of Prince Albert. And before you pack up the gear for this long weekend, you're reminded of the following regulations.
Yes, in all of the provincial park campgrounds and picnic areas, there is an alcohol ban. and so that means leave it at home. The parks will be regularly patrolled, and so it just helps to make for a much more pleasant experience for everybody.
WEAC adds that all the parks will be open this weekend. However, services may be limited in some areas.
You know, a lot of locations where water system operation is in question, which then certainly affects some of the other services, such as, you know, whether or not our shower change houses are operational. Still some frozen ground. We've heard reports of you know, folks still trying to wedge or you know, try and force the picnic tables out of the frozen ground, that sort of thing, to get the sites cleaned up. So primarily water services being affected, and then lots of ice still on a lot of the lakes. So boat docks are questionable at a number of locations.
Online reservations and information on any of Saskatchewan's 35 provincial parks are available at saskparks.ca. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a variety of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.